happening, y'all? Welcome. This is episode 108
Yep.
of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. I am your host, the self-knighted Sir Cussalott Travis Pointer, a.k.a. Big T, a.k.a. T-Money, a.k.a. Sweet T, a.k.a. Black Merlin, a.k.a. the HNIC. And I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Mara, the Shark Watkins.
Hello there.
How are you on this wonderful day, Mara?
I'm pretty swell.
Swell.
Swell. It's a
Swell
nice
is,
little day off.
yeah. Swell is not a word I hear often. It's just, but it's a good word. I like the word swell. Swell.
You done?
For now.
Okay. I feel like this will not be the last we'll have heard of swell.
Probably not. At some point, randomly throughout this episode, I might just say the word swell, just because. Swell. But that's not what we're here for. We are here to talk about the Arrowverse. That would be, Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, Black Lightning, and Batwoman. See, I remember Batwoman this time. I'm not sexist.
Woo!
However, only one of these shows happened this week. That would be Black Lightning. Everybody else was just like, yeah, we're taking a week off because, fuck it.
Vacation.
Yeah, it's fine. Gave me a bit of a break. It's just, I'm tired. However, we're not here to talk about how tired I am. We're here to talk about the Arrowverse. So let's talk about Black Lightning. What was the name of this episode, Mar?
The Book of War, Chapter 2, Freedom Ain't Free.
Yeah. And from the looks of this episode, we don't know for sure because I didn't look. So I don't know for sure. But I believe this is the penultimate episode of the season.
Yeah, the season finale is next week.
We know that for sure?
Yep.
How do we know that for sure?
Because at the end of the episode, it does. Next week is the season finale.
Oh, did it? Okay. I didn't know that. I didn't see that. I watched it on the app, and then as soon as it was over, I'm like, all right, cool. Nap time. But yeah. Cool. So one more episode of Black Lightning. And you might think like, oh, that's cool. One less show. But guess what? Soon to come, they throwing in Stargirl because, fuck us. Hopefully, though, it's only like an 8-episode season or some shit. So it's like over at the end of like mid-May. Like, dope. But
I can only hope.
Watch, we find out they've actually already been shooting the Superman series and that shit's gonna come out in like June.
Oh no. This is supposed to be like the school year. We get the summer off.
Exactly. Like we gonna find out they started shooting Superman in June. Like it's gonna come out in June, and then we don't even know this, but they've been secretly shooting a Batman show that's gonna start in July.
And then the Canary show is gonna start in August.
Yeah, because fuck us.
And they'll all just be like 8-week episodes. So occasionally each one will lap over the next one.
Mm-hmm. And we just never get a break. Yeah. It'd be like wrestling. It's like, year round. Smacking and Raw, I don't get a break there. I just do the shit every week. It's 5 fucking shows.
I don't like it.
No, 4. But the shortest of those shows is 2 hours long. Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Like on Smacking and Raw, Monday Night Raw is 3 hours. NXT is 2 hours. AEW is 2 hours. SmackDown is 2 hours. That is 9 hours of television for SmackDown.
In a week?
Yes. Every fucking week. You can imagine how frustrated I am every week when I'm just so tired. It's just like, why is there so much? it was all good until this past year. Because before this past year in the fall, AEW and NXT were not on television, so I just didn't have to acknowledge they existed. Now I do. So at the same time they added shows on CW, they're adding shows in wrestling. It's just I'm tired. But I'm here for y'all because I love you. So, what was you said the name of the episode already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we kicked this whole episode off. What?
You about to ask me where did I want to start?
Was I?
Yeah.
You might be right. I don't know. Who knows? It's all become just like a routine for me, and I just do things the same way I always do them. So I very well may have done that and caught myself. I don't know anymore. But this episode of Black Lightning, whatever you said the name of it was,
I'm just saying, it's funny.
Whatever you said the name of this episode was, it kicked off.
I heard it.
The episode kicks off. I really love how you just go with me on that from now on. You know, it's just.
So it's like once I determine you haven't been frozen because I can see you breathing, I was like, oh, we just gonna sit here like this then.
So hold my breath.
Yeah, and then when you pass out, I know we're still recording.
Just know if I do pass out, you got to keep the show going.
Okay.
Until I wake up, or until Bear just comes over and just like, hey, nigga, get your ass up. Not because he's concerned, but because he knows I have to feed him later, so he has to wake me up. It's in his best interest if I wake back up. You know?
Yep.
It's one of those things where people are like, yeah, your dog protects you because he loves you. Like, no, I think he protects me because he knows I have the food.
I have the access to the food and the nutrition.
Yeah. So it's just, you know, he knows it's in his own best interest if he keeps me alive. But anyway, episode kicks off with Wayne Brady kicking ass. As we know, Wayne Brady is
crazy ass.
Like he is a bad motherfucker. This is World War II, I believe, and he's just whooping ass because he's just, you know, he's Wayne Brady, bitch, aka Gravedigger. And now he's vlogging, talking about, you know, what they did to him and all that kind of shit. Talking about he's the first meta and the work that black people had to do, that they were forced to do in the military during World War II, like how they had to dig the graves for everybody and all that kind of shit. And that's where he got the name Grave Digger, because that was his job and blah, 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 which is why now, every time he goes into battle and kills a whole bunch of people, he stops and takes the time to give everybody a proper burial. And I'm just like, all right, Wayne Brady. I mean, fuck you still, but all right, I get it.
That's crazy. That's a lot of shit to do.
It is, but you know, when you've been alive like forever, you ain't got nothing but time. So, you know.
I guess, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, he's Meta Prime, you know. So we know that what Gravedigger wants is he wants to, quote, free all the metas in Freeland. Free them, and they're in Freeland. And he also wants to get Lynn and Dr. Jace back so he can give them more of the stabilizer drug and all that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But really, he's just like, you know, he's forcing them out because, you know, he wants people to just do what he says and only what he says because, you know.
Right. Like he still wants to take them back to Markovia. Yeah,
that's what people with power do. They want to control things. They want more power. It's kind of what happens. We also find out that basically if they can't stop Gravedigger, the government's just going to basically nuke Freeland. Because, you know.
That's just some typical U.S. shit. Like, causes a problem. How do we fix it? Nuke them.
Yeah. Like, they're not going to send in any help. They're just like, you know, we're just going to blow the shit up. So we don't have to
nuke it. It's like, so much easier just to nuke it.
Yeah. Then we get this little moment with Khalil's out. He's just leaving out on a walk, and the Markovians are, like, yo, get that nigga, and they try to take him out, and he's getting his ass whooped. But Painkiller takes over, like, fuck that, and whoops everybody ass. And now he's in the midst of this internal struggle between himself and Painkiller.
Yeah, I was just like, so now we just chit chatting with Painkiller. Is that what's going on now?
Well, I mean, it wasn't more of a chit chat. It was more of Painkiller breaking out and him forcing Khalil to deal with him. Which, we had to know the confrontation was going to happen eventually. We had to get some kind of, resolution between, is he Painkiller or is he Khalil? And
It looks like he's Painkiller now.
He's always been both, is what Painkiller ended up telling him. Like, yo, every time, that you need to get that strength to push through and be the best and all that kind of stuff, that was me. That was the Painkiller inside you, Like, I wasn't put inside you. I've always been here. And I'm like,
he's not wrong.
Exactly. You kind of got a point. And then we cut over to the crew. They downstairs in Gamby's bunker place. And they talking about the plans and all that shit. And, this is what we gonna do. And Jeff tells, Jen, like, yo, you gonna be in the rear guard. And she don't like that shit. Baby Bone Thugs is being a fucking dumbass. Like, just still not contributing.
He's officially starting to get, like, on my nerves.
Oh, just now? Just now he's getting on your nerves? He's been on my nerves for weeks.
No, I mean, like, with his whole mission thing, it's like, it's exasperating. But then, and then, like, it's like you get it for, like, 2 seconds. And then it's like, all right, but relax. There's still more pressing matters at hand.
Exactly. You want Dr. Jace. Fine. You can get Dr. Jace later. Problem is, you won't be able to get Dr. Jace if we're all dead because the Markovian killed us. Not Dr.
Right. Like, it's kind of just, it's like, let's see the bigger picture here. Yeah. You are very useful in this battle in this war coming, and we already have Dr. Jace, so it's literally like, it's not like she's going anywhere.
Yeah, we have her. You can get to her whenever you feel like it, because guess what? The ASA doesn't have her. We do. So what you do, you come out here, you help us, you make the fucking ground shake so we can whoop their ass. And when we're done, you do whatever the fuck you want with Dr. Jace, because she killed your mama and probably killed your daddy too. So whatever.
That's it.
Until then, let's take care of this problem over here, because motherfucking Wayne Brady's going to snap your neck if we don't stop him.
And he'll make you do it to yourself too.
Yeah, he might make you snap your own neck with an earthquake. Like, it just...
With an earthquake.
Yes. I don't even know if that's possible, but I bet he'll find a way. He'll be like, look at him and be like, Baby Bone Thugs, stop. And he'll stop. Snap your own neck with an earthquake and walk away. Eventually, he'll snap his own neck with an earthquake because he was told to do it.
Oh my God. But yeah.
So then Black Lightning and Thunder, like, yo, we need more. We need soldiers because Markovia is coming with an army, so we need an army. So they go to Lala. I'm like, yo, help us with this shit. But Lala ain't shit, so he ain't helping.
I keep forgetting that Lala is back. I just, like, every time he pops up, it's always something random.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
this shit between him and Lady Eve is just like, it's random and useless, and like it serves no purpose.
I feel like it has something to do with stuff that'll come up next season. Like, I feel like they're just setting up some kind of stories to go into next season. I mean, because next week is the finale, so it's like, I don't know. I feel like there's a reason. There's like there's a bigger reason for why they're back.
I really hope so, but I don't think Lala really has a purpose right now.
Because that's what I'm saying. Like, right now, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Probably in the upcoming season, they're setting up more story or content to go into the next season with. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it might be the main issue, but it could be attributing to it.
Right. I really hope they do something with Lala, because, he's been around for a while and really just hasn't served much of a purpose in years. So,
Right.
So we get Baby Bone Thugs going to Jace, and we see later he's got her kidnapped and shit while he's playing Xbox. Because if there wasn't enough of a problem with him, he also is an Xbox kid, so he's a complete piece of shit. Yeah, I said it. At me at Sir Cussalott at SIR_CUSSALOTT. Bitch ass Xbox players.
Wow.
Then we get this scene with Lady Eve talking to Odell. Basically, she says she wants her spot with the ASA back. And in exchange, she gives Odell the briefcase that she already gave to Gambi. So she's like, I'll tell you where the briefcase is. And once you get it, you let me back in. Which makes me wonder, why did she bother giving it to Gambi if she was going to do that anyway? Why didn't she just give him the briefcase? Like, it's just, she could have just gave it to Odell. Like, hey, I got this. Let me back in. Cut out the middleman that doesn't know he's a middleman. Like, it's just, I don't know, man.
Maybe she was using Gambi as a contingency plan first, like just in case she couldn't get to Odell. I guess go through Gambi.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be my thinking.
Mm-hmm. So we get Lynn doing more Lynn stuff, with her research and lab stuff and all that. And apparently she's just no longer going through withdrawal. It's all over. She's good. She's fine now. Whatever.
No rehab, no nothing.
Yeah, nothing. She's just clean. All is well. We're not supposed to ask questions or anything about how, the whole system of getting off of drugs works. Because,
she must have taken a whole bunch of Narcan.
Like we started to deal with that last week of somebody, getting off of drugs and going, through the whole withdrawal and all that kind of stuff. And then we just dropped it because, whatever. That would have been interesting, but no. We got to fight Wayne Brady, so fuck it. Then we see, apparently, like with all the stuff Grace has been going through, like she's like changing and evolving. So she's
evolving.
She's super strong and can lift the whole dining room table because,
reasons.
Not even just lift the dining room table, like lift it from one end of the table and do the whole, lift the whole long ass table from one end. I don't know if y'all know how this works, but that takes a whole lot of leverage as well as strength.
Extra as fuck.
Yeah, like she didn't have the leverage to do that, but she overcome that with the strength that she has now. So like, I don't know if y'all realize how strong that means she is right now. Then we get a very very weird yet interesting tidbit. The Pierce family, minus Lynn, because she married into the Pierce family, are related to Gravedigger.
He is his great uncle.
His great uncle. I almost called him Gold Digger, and I'm like, no, that's not what he does. He digs graves. He don't dig for gold. I don't know if he messes with broke niggas either, though. So I don't know, but
probably not.
Yeah. When you've been around that long, you ain't got time for broke niggas. Then we get some stuff with TC and Pod Girl.
Erica.
Is that her name?
Yes.
Okay. You'll have to tell me again, I'm sure, if it comes up.
Okay.
But he does that whole never even kissed a girl. She gives him a little peck. I'm like, oh, that don't count. But it's just, whatever. She was like, yeah, I just took pity on you, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they get interrupted by Jen, who wants TC to tell her whenever Gravedigger arrives. He's like, yo, didn't you see I was in the middle of some shit? And she was like, yo, TC, that girl don't want you.
Like, yes, she does.
Yes, she does. She just kissed me, nigga. Like, fuck.
You weren't here. You weren't there.
Yeah, like you showed up after the kiss. Like, you don't know. I don't think she wanted him either, but it's whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the combination of being dumb teenagers plus pod kid who like, don't even know what's really going on anyway. So who knows what they want? Yeah, who knows what they want? It's just, they don't know. Then Anissa like sends out a text to the whole family like, "Yo, dinner at my place."
I saw that and I was like, "Is this the time for that?"
Yeah, they about to die. So it's like, yeah, one last family dinner because we all probably gonna die tomorrow. So bring y'all ass over here. Let's have one last family dinner. If Wayne Brady was coming to kill you tomorrow, you wouldn't try to have one last family dinner?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, if I knew that Wayne Brady was coming to town to kill me tomorrow, I'd try to gather the Super Friends one last time. We'd have one last big podcast. I don't even know what the fuck we talk about, but all of us would get together. I'm talking all of us, including Matt. I don't care if you want him here, but everybody will be there. We just talk shit for an hour. No real subject. We just all hanging out. And then Wayne Brady shows up and kills me tomorrow, and I left my stamp.
And that's it.
Yep. I'd also make sure everybody know, like, I'm doing this because Wayne Brady is going to kill me tomorrow. And that would probably confuse the fuck out of a lot of people. Like, why is Wayne Brady going to kill him tomorrow?
Yeah. Like, what did you do that Wayne Brady's just like, fuck it all?
Like, Wayne Brady, of all people, is going to travel to San Antonio, Texas, and kill Travis. Oh, man.
For whatever reason.
Yeah. So we got more internal struggles between Khalil and Painkiller. Painkiller ends up getting out of the little space in the mind he's locked in, but locks Khalil away in there. He's like, yeah, I'm in control now, and now we finna kill all the Pierce family because I can do that shit.
And that's the mission.
Yeah. And then this is when Lynn goes to Jeff and tells him, like, yo, you need to be willing to kill Gravedigger. Like, it is what it is.
I know you've got a code, but you gotta be ready to be like, yep, nope, this ain't it.
And the way she was talking to him, it reminded me of something I heard recently. I don't remember where I heard it, but it was a line I heard. I want to say it was in Latin, but the translation to it was, kill them all and let God sort them out. So basically, what she was telling him, when the Markovians come in, they're invading your home. You're protecting your home. Take them all out. Everything else is up to God. Like, you're defending yourself. You're defending your home. It's whatever. I wish I could remember where I heard that, though. But when she was saying this, it reminded me of that line. I'm like, yo, I remember hearing that. And that was so dope. So, yeah. Family dinner time. This is when Nissa and Grace announced, like, yo,
we're going to get married.
We get married.
Tonight.
Right now.
That's why y'all are here. Gamby going to officiate.
Yeah. So Gamby knew. Everybody else was like, oh, yay! Except Lynn. She's like, ooh.
You sure you want to do this? And then what she was pretty much saying, it was like, yes, Mom. And
this was like, Ma, you don't know. You have no idea what her tongue does. No bullshit. She was just like, yo, I really do love her. I mean it. All that kind of shit. All the things you say when you really love somebody and all that. She left out the tongue part, but I know it's there. I mean, for real. Like, there have been times when I've, been dating someone and be like, yo, things you can do with your tongue, I'm going to marry you tomorrow. It didn't happen, but, I felt that. However, let me get some shit with Lady Eve and Lala, where he wants information about something with Tobias before he left Freeland, the last person that saw him or some shit, and she knows. I don't know how she knows, but whatever. But she knows. Yeah. And then right after this is when Baby Bone Thugs, we see he has Dr. J locked up while he's playing PlayStation and shit. I whatever. I hate this kid. Um, then we see Gravedigger. He's researching all the metas that he's come across, and so he knows what their abilities are, who they are, and all that shit. And then this is when TC tells Jen that Gravedigger has arrived in Freeland, and Jen takes off to go be a dumb teenager because for some reason she thinks she can take him out by herself because she's a
Stupid
dumbass
teenager.
Yeah, she's a teenager and therefore stupid.
She's legally stupid.
Yeah. It is what it is. Like, I don't blame the teenager for being stupid. It is what it is. Guess what? When Travis was a teenager, Travis was stupid too.
I think we all were.
Yeah. It comes with the territory of having teen in your age. You're just fucking stupid. And guess what? When you turn 20, you're still stupid. Like, it's just like it doesn't just go away automatically. It kind of tapers off as you get older after 19. But you're still stupid at 20. It's kind of like, yeah. Then you turn 30, like, oh shit, I'm 30. Fuck that.
Yeah, I gotta do better.
Yeah. But anyway, then they're about to have the wedding. Like Anissa and Grace coming down the stairs dressed in all white and shit with their pantsuits on and shit.
If this was all the sun spurred moment, is it just me or did they just have coordinating white suits just already in their closet?
Probably. That's probably why they were both wearing suits. And nobody had a dress or anything, because Grace seems like a dress person.
She does. But why have those two suits specifically?
Because that was all they had that was all white.
No, I mean, but why did they have them? If, the whole getting married thing was the spur of the moment.
I'm telling you, that's because that was the only thing they had in all white. They found, like, when the closet, like, what do we have in all white?
Okay, I think I'm more looking back to the purchase, but again, I'm thinking more deeply into a show.
Yeah, I don't think they purchased those. I think they looked through what they had and like, yo, what do we have in all white?
Yes,
they found what they had and they just put that on.
But at some point they had to buy the suits because they were wearing the same suit.
Was it the same suit or were they just both wearing a suit?
I'm pretty sure those were like almost identical looking suits.
Almost isn't identical.
I mean, I'll go back and I'll just look at it, but I'm pretty certain that those were the same. I will, because now I want to know.
Yeah.
We can sit here while I go through it right now.
You'll forget. I'm not worried about that. But so the wedding's about to happen, but then they all get an alert that Gravedigger has arrived. So like, oh shit, well, never mind. You ain't getting married right now because we got to go fight Gravedigger. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. And then, we cut to Jen and she attacks Gravedigger because once again, she thinks she can fight him by herself. And TC's like, yo, this is a bad idea. She's like, whatever, tell my family I love them because I'm a dumb teenager that's going to sacrifice herself to save my family because she thinks she's just that powerful. Teenage hubris, man. That's what it is. But, she attacks, but, Gravedigger don't see that shit because he's Meta Prime. So he's got all the powers too because he got, Lens Foreman to give himself this like everybody powers.
And then on top of that, he's like, I ain't scared of you, girl.
Yeah.
I know what I am.
Yeah, he's like old dude from Heroes. He just got all the powers. You watched Heroes, right?
Yeah, I didn't watch the last season though.
Yeah,
I didn't finish the last season.
Yeah, the first season is all I'm really worried about right now. The brother that just got everybody's powers.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, now you didn't see the last season, or you didn't see that season they did later, like years later?
I didn't finish the last season, but I also didn't watch the follow-up when they came back with it.
Yeah, that follow-up was good as fuck.
I heard.
Anyway, Gravedigger takes Jen out because clearly she ain't on his level. And she was talking all that shit like, I'm the strongest meta you got. Like, yeah, but you don't know how to use your shit, so it don't matter.
Right, because now look.
Yeah, look at you, just about to die, falling out the sky and shit, and daddy got to
Now you
save you.
getting your ass right. Now you getting your ass up by a grown ass man.
Yeah. Now you still need your daddy to save you. Look at that. It's almost like he was right to keep you in the back lines for support, just in case he gets past him. That's why when Gamby said, I think she's right, why'd you put her on the back line? I'm like, because you want your better experienced fighters up front, but if they get past them, you want that last ditch effort with the big guns in the back. Like, this makes perfect sense.
It's like anyone who's done any kind of strategic or tactical plan would know that this might be a good idea.
Yeah, Gamby clearly doesn't play enough video games. Like, you know.
Oh, whatever.
He's never played an RTS. No, real-time strategy is what I mean.
Well, at least we saw why it wouldn't have worked.
Because he got
with her
all
in the
powers.
front line. Yeah.
So Black Lightning comes to the rescue. He catches her when she's falling out of the sky. She ain't breathing, ain't got no pulse, so he got to like zap her heart and make her heart start beating again to save her ass. Then he stands up, looks at great Uncle Wayne Brady, and the two of them clash. End of episode. Da da da.
Yeah, it's about to be crazy next week.
Yeah, man. We get all out Black Lightning versus Gravedigger Wayne Brady in a thrilling conclusion of Black Lightning.
Until the fall.
Yeah. Is there anything else with Black Lightning that you want to discuss or mention before we move on?
No.
Sure, you good?
It was just a lot of like, you know me, I always pick out like the little small things, like the suits and all that stuff.
They've gotten better with Jen's wig.
They have.
Like, I still notice it, but it's not as bad as it was before. Like, you can tell when she was flying, like they were being very careful with the wind through her hair. Even though the wind through her hair didn't really move her hair the way it should have. Because it's not her hair, it was a wig. But whatever.
Right. And they need to make it look just a little bit more natural looking.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little smidgen.
Or
let her rock her actual hair.
Yeah, exactly. Just get rid of the wig and just let her have her hair the way it is. Yeah, it's short. Who gives a shit?
And it's always got something crazy going on her hair. Just let Jen be her.
Exactly. So yeah, that was Black Lightning. So we got time because we only did one show this week. Let's talk about, the state of the Arrowverse, because we haven't really had a chance to discuss this, but we've talked about it like off the air, like, off camera, off recording, about how we feel about the state of the Arrowverse right now. Mara, did Crisis ruin the Arrowverse?
I think it might have.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, I won't go with completely ruined, but like the amount of change it's supposed to impose either doesn't make sense or it brings up more questions
that make no sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That would contradict other things that have happened in each of the shows.
Or
so it's kind of.
Well, go ahead, finish what you're
saying. So it's kind of like, yeah, everyone's alive, but now all these things are different. So like a lot of other things are fucked up now.
Or was I wrong before? And was it, every time I blamed everything on Oliver, was it really Oliver that was holding all this together to begin with? because there were plenty of weeks when I was watching Arrow for the last few years where I was just like, ugh, I don't enjoy Arrow as much. But was it really the fact that it was the way it was because it it had to hold everything else together? We don't know. I don't know. Or maybe Crisis didn't ruin the Arrowverse. We just peaked already and we have nowhere to go but down. Because quite honestly, when this whole thing started, none of us ever believed that we'd ever get to anything like Crisis.
Yeah.
Like even when they added on the Flash, it was just like, oh, that's cool. We might get some crossover there, whatever.
Right,
Then
but
Legends
nothing
happened.
crazy.
Yeah, then Legends happened. Like, oh, okay, that's cool. We never thought we'd get the epic crossover that was Crisis on Infinite Earths. And so once we've done that, like, where do you really go from there?
Down. Like, I mean, when you say they got every living Superman, they got almost every living Superman.
Short of Christopher Reeves, yeah.
Right. So it's just like, oh my gosh. Like, we'll never get anything like.
You know who they didn't have?
Yeah.
They didn't have Dean Cain.
No, they didn't. I was
Lois and Clark, The Adventures of Superman. They did not get Dean Cain. I didn't think about that till just now.
But you know what I mean? Like, they got almost every Superman.
Oh, yeah. So it's just, what is the Arrowverse now? What do you see the Arrowverse as being now? Like, where do you think they can go? Because I feel like maybe we did peak. So it's just, maybe we'll get lucky. And the same thing happens with Batman that happened with Superman when they just realize maybe this is better as a series. And then they move Batman into the Arrowverse. The problem is, I think we're running into the same issue with moving Superman into the Arrowverse, where the Arrowverse works because it's Supergirl instead of Superman,
Mm-hmm.
Like it'll work, like Batwoman works because it's not Batman.
Right. It's not the same regurgitated story.
Exactly. Like you can do Batman shit without having Batman. It's kind of like what they gave us with Arrow. Like they gave us Batman without having Batman. Now, Batwoman is even closer to giving us Batman without having the regurgitated Batman story. Because you do Batman, you know what you got to do. You bring in Batman, you got to have him fight the Joker. You got to have him fight Two-Face. You got to have him fight Mr. Freeze. It's just
you got to murder his parents again.
Yeah, again, exactly. But with doing Batwoman, you can do Batman kind of shit without using the Batman story, which is dope.
Right. And you get, and I was going to say, you get like a different story.
Yeah. Problem is, how much do we care now? Because we've kind of shot our load with Crisis already. Like it's just, we've peaked. I feel like we really have peaked. It can't get bigger than that. Unless somehow, like you said, you bring in actual Batman and Superman, and you do a fucking Doomsday story they didn't do in the Justice League movie.
Right. Or yeah, like they or do something where it connects. Like if they started doing the DCEU, then they really just start connecting it that way.
If they somehow connected to the movies, yeah.
Yeah. Like I know that they tried to make like the most recent generation of Justice League ones like kind of canon, as in like they existed at some point by having Justice League's Ezra Miller's Barry Allen.
Yeah.
Before they erased it.
Exactly.
So it's like, unless they are able to get it together for the films, for the extended universe in the cinemas, and then somehow find a way to connect them, I don't really see, like, I don't know how they could get any bigger.
Yeah.
Either.
Neither do I.
I just know that nothing feels the same watching. Like, I feel like Legends has no real purpose to me. And then
Legends hasn't really had a purpose to me in a long time, but it's just like every now and then they give me a gem. Like that's kind of what I see Legends as.
Yeah. And then the Flash just feel like the tone just feels different. Like it's not really a lot of the Flash being the Flash.
Mm-hmm. We don't get a lot of the I don't know how to put this. Like this, there was a sense of hope with Flash. Like it was just when it first came out, it was like there was a sense of joy you get watching Barry Allen be the Flash, and you don't feel that as much anymore.
Yeah, like it just kind of feels like everything's kind of just doom and gloom now. And it's like, I get it, a lot's going on. Nora, blood work, crisis, surviving crisis, Oliver. You know, everyone's on one fucking earth now. Nothing's the same.
Yeah. We didn't even know
Okay,
about alternate Earths until like season 2 of The Flash anyway, though. So it was just,
right.
we don't
But
get
like,
that, those moments that we used to get in Flash, that run, Barry, run moment,
yeah, because unless you like leave the rice outside always, like
Yeah.
it ain't gonna do much.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just, I just wanted to talk about it because we haven't had a chance to, because it's just always so much to talk about with the actual shows that happened that week, but we get a chance this week. And it's just, I want to air this all out there, It's just, where are we
I
at with the
miss
Arrowverse now?
I miss where the show used to be, and I don't know. So like, I don't know if it's just that like, if it's because Arrow's done. I don't know if it's because Crisis changed a lot of things. It's just I don't know, like something with the vibe just is just kind of like, oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm hoping that we just need to get through this season, and next season things will be back on track.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you like, you had this huge thing with Crisis and it was mid-season instead of the end of the season. Like this
Mhm.
Crisis is the kind of thing you end a season with. You don't, break the season in
Right.
half with it. When
You
you
should have done all five this at the end.
Yeah. I feel like that would have been better. Let us have that happen, sit with that for a few months, and then come back fresh, and then everything is different. That would have like probably sat better with us than just like, all right, we took a break halfway through Crisis, then after Crisis everything's different, then the next week everything's all fucked up.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to talk this through.
I get it. I feel you.
Yeah, we really didn't come to a conclusion, but
I don't know if we can have one until everything's done.
yeah. Also, like I was reading some shit, and apparently Stargirl that's coming up this spring still occurs on a different Earth, even though there's only one Earth now.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's weird. I
Maybe it
don't
will
know.
be before the Earth's merged.
That would be weird.
Like, I mean, like to us, it's just going. This is what would have been happening before,
Yeah, maybe.
and then somehow they figure out a way to put it around to, somehow connecting where what was going on with her during Crisis,
Mm-hmm.
and then to tie her into the rest of everything else.
Yeah, maybe. Only thing I can say I'm looking forward to is the fact that in Crisis they established the fact that there is now a Justice League.
Hmm.
So we'll get some Justice League shit that feels like an old episode of the Justice League cartoon or Super Friends or something like that, which I'll probably enjoy. But outside of that, I just don't feel like I have anything to look forward to. Because honestly, like for real, because the way they talked about this season of The Flash and how the second season was supposed to go, it was supposed to be just so crazy and mind blowing. And so far, I'm just like, everything you've done, I saw coming.
Yeah, everything so far has been predictable
Yeah.
with the villain we got now. Not so much blood work, but like,
Now I'm talking about the
you
second
know,
half. Yeah.
yeah.
The second half is what they were talking so much shit about. and and we've talked, on other shows that I do, like on Smacking It Raw. Me and Matt talked about, predictability isn't always bad. There's such a thing as good predictability.
Right.
This isn't necessarily good predictability. It was just predictability that was just like, whatever.
It's just kind of like boring predictability. It's like, how many times do I want to be right? Like 5 seconds before something happens.
Yeah.
It's like That's So Raven having those little psychic things like every few seconds and always like moments before.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know where I stand with the DC with the Arrowverse right now.
Me neither. And honestly, it hurts my soul.
Yeah.
Let's say something positive so we can end on a happy note. I will say, before we get positive, talking about the Flash, I'm kind of glad Iris is stuck in that mirror with that chick that's probably setting her up and trying to kill her. Because
Well, she's not in the mirror now. She's out, right?
Oh no, he's still in there. What you mean?
I thought I might be bugging.
No, alternate Iris is out.
Oh, okay. Cause I saw like Iris with her arms burning. I don't know why I thought she was out of the mirror.
That
And I
was
thought
alternate Iris, and then she was talking to the wife, and she's like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on?" She was like, "Yeah, I had to do that to throw her off and shit."
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, kind of glad she's stuck in there. You know why?
Cause she's a Cowboys fan and adulterer.
About to say that's what she gets for cheating on me with J.R. Smith.
Well, that was partially right.
You were partially. I'm saying being a Cowboys fan is a crime enough, but it don't warrant you being trapped in a mirror with some crazy chick that's been trapped in the mirror for 50 years or some shit. Not 50 years, but like 5 years, but still.
I guess.
Yep. But cheating on me with J.R. Smith, yep, that'll do it. Right there.
That right there.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
That part.
A part to protect.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So that's it for this week. Next week is the Black Lightning finale, right?
Yep. And then I think everything else is back on, right?
Everything else is back next week, yes. And Stargirl starts the next couple months or so, next month or two.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know the
You
official
knew how
air date. I haven't looked. I don't want to know right now.
It just says this spring for now still. It's funny because when I was watching the episode and I saw a commercial, it was about Supernatural moving to Mondays. And I was like, why else would it be moving to Mondays? And then that's when I saw the when it says next week is the season finale. And I was like, yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, I gotta fill that slot. All right. I think that'll be it for this week's episode of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow, people. Don't forget, you can follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at The Creation World. That is at TheCreatia World. Do you know how to spell world? You should know how to spell world. If you don't, you better figure it out because I'm not spelling it for you. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Creation World. If you want to throw us some support, there's several ways to do so. Besides, just, hitting that subscribe button on YouTube or Pornhub or, anywhere else you can subscribe. Just hit the little subscribe button. Also, those of you on iTunes, if you're listening to us on iTunes, throw us a review, a little 5-star rating there. That helps. Like, I haven't mentioned that before, but we need that. That helps. Like, do that shit. 5 stars. You can also, like I said, I told you, subscribe to us on Pornhub. We are the #1 Arrowverse podcast on Pornhub.
We are.
We are. You can also find me on both Twitter and Instagram at Sir_Cussalott. That is at SIR_CUSSALOTT. Mara the Shark Watkins, where can they find you?
At Instagram and Twitter, as always, at Mara the Shark. That's MARADASHARK.
Dope. Also, if you're a wrestling fan, don't forget Smacking It Raw every week. Facebook.com/group/Smacking It Raw is the Facebook group for that. By the way, #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub. It's true.
I'm sure it is.
But yeah. Also, other ways to support us we talked about, maybe go to the Patreon. Patreon.com/CreationWorld. There's several tiers to subscribe at. I'd recommend the $5 tier. That way you get a lot of fun perks and a shout out. Get some stuff early. Buy some merch. I'll put the link for the merch in, right here where you can get some shirts, leggings, whatever you want. We got it all.
Tag us if you wear the stuff and take photos.
Yeah, man.
We'll post it to ours as well.
So yeah, throw us some support. We need it. That way, I don't have to launch my OnlyFans and Mara doesn't have to sell pics of her manicured toes.
Nope, please. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, man. I still haven't.
But I will if I have to.
I still haven't figured out how we're gonna do that. But I don't know what manicured toes look like. Since toes are pedicured. But that's it. That was fun. We'll catch you all next week. Until then, we out.
Laters.
Bye.
Bye.